I was wondering if I should share this, but after that earthquake just happened at 6:30 this evening, June 28th, 2021, I came home from work. I was getting ready to work out, but my spirit just said pray. So I got on the floor and I was in prayer and I was just praying, right? And I didn't know what to pray for. I just knew I had to get on my knees and pray. When I did, the only scripture that came to me was this scripture. It's in Luke 22. Luke chapter 22 and verse 31 and 32. It says, come on now. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, indeed, Satan has asked for you that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith should not fail. And when you have returned to me, strengthen your brethren. Now, the cross reference to that scripture is in Amos 9:9, but I had it marked in another Bible, and it said Amos 9:10, and under it, it talked about the children of Israel and restoration. Listen to what Amos 9:9 says. For I will give the order and shake the house of Israel through all the nations, as one shakes sand in the sheaves, and not a pebble falls to the ground. Verse 10, Amos 9:10. And the sinners of my people shall perish by the sword who boast. Never shall the evil overtake us or come near us. And I was sitting here going, okay, Lord, you're talking about dealing with Christians who keep saying that it's okay to do what they're doing because it's not going to come upon them. And I thought about it, and as soon as I went to say, maybe let me go dig a little bit more, the whole house shook. And I said, whoa, we just read that. Listen again. For I will give the order and shake the house of Israel through all the nations as one shakes sand in a sheaf, and not a pebble falls to the ground. This is the Tanakh. I read out of the Tanakh, which is a Hebrew and English Bible, and you read it like Hebrew. Now, I'm telling you, God is not playing. I really believe God is not playing. He is tired of his people not walking correctly. I'm telling you, right when I read the shaking, my house shook. I had just read how he's going to shake the house of Israel and how people were living and act like, oh, no evil's going to come upon us. And what happened? Israel got dealt with. Guess what? I don't know how you want to take that, but right when my house shook, I said, I got to get on here and I got to read this and I got to post it. You take it for what it's worth, but that was the only thing that came to me. And I'm thinking, why is God telling me that the devil's going to sift me? And what came to me was what I just went through was the enemy trying to sift me. And all that I had went through, I came back and I've strengthened my brethren, and we're building the church, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I felt like he was saying, you've come back from this and now you're strengthening your brother. And then I read Amos 9:9 and 10, and it said, I'm going to deal with these so-called Christians that are acting like nothing is going to come upon them by the way they're living. That's what I got in my spirit. That's what I believe is meant to be said. I'm not quoting from God. I am reading what the scripture said. But let me tell you something. When my house shook right after reading, I'm going to shake the house of Israel. And I have looked at Israel as Christians. There's a lot of Christians that are not living right.